Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I'm Mike Atherton, and with me for this match is Mel Jones, Ali Mitchell, Ian Healy, and the Silver Fox himself, David Gower.
Well, others, thanks for that warm introduction. I, for one, am looking forward to the day's play. I had an opportunity earlier to get down and check out the conditions for the day. And I think with this surface, there's a little bit there for batters and bowlers alike. The ground staff have done a brilliant job. I'm really interested to see which way the captains go when the coin is tossed. Something that shouldn't cause any problems is the weather. Absolutely stunning out there. Perfect for cricket, not a cloud in the sky, and no threat of rain anytime soon.
Great work, David. Let's now head down to the middle to join the captains for the toss.
Well, it seems just crazy to think of batting first here. There'll be plenty of movement early for the bowlers, and I don't think that's going to change.
Players look ready, the umpires are in position for the first ball. The bowlers will want to focus on their line and lengths and let the ball do the rest.
Yep.
Very quick out there, managing to stop it and preventing 4 runs. A couple on offer here.
Good runs, good shot, first ball of the innings.
There.
Not a great delivery, got it full and lucky not to be hit to the boundary.
Yep.
Overstepping, just a little too eager on that delivery.
There'll be 1 run here for them. A new batter always likes to feel bat on ball early on, as they bring a bit of energy to the crease. Drives and misses everything.
Well, they never really got in the right position for the drive for that one. A bit of a loose shot in my reckoning.
Yep.
Good piece of fielding to stop some runs.
And they're away and nicely off the mark. Hit that well off the back foot, but couldn't beat the field. Short and wide, did well to get some bat on that.
Ali, the right armour, is coming into the attack from the north end.
Yep.
Hit right on the body. Misjudged it a bit, maybe. But couldn't seem to get out of the way. That will have hurt.
Waiting. Yep.
Couldn't get it through the field. Comfortable single if they take it.
Turning down runs that are safe isn't intelligent play in my book. They should be rotating the strike.
Yep.
Picks the gap perfectly.
Had all the time in the world to get in position to play that ball. Timed it nicely for 4 runs.
Wow, that's missed the lot.
Yep.
They'll push hard, should get back for 2.
Good precision with the throw, back from the deep.
Good bowling, kept it nice and tight, and made it hard to score runs. We've seen good control and spin from this bowler. Looking forward to seeing what they can do here.
Yep.
Into the gap. Nice shot.
No surprise there to see that one called a wide.
Misses. How did that not hit?
Misses out there on the short and wide one.
Yep.
Great shot, but it's not going to beat the fielder.
Was that just a bit lazy with the running? Usually there'd be 2 there. Need to take a bit more initiative out there.
Yep.
They'll get at least 1.
Yep.
Massive edge. A wonderful delivery to get the edge. They've got to keep hammering away at that spot time and again.
Yep.
Great shot through the gap. Perfect timing.
You can't hit the ball much better than that. Timed it to perfection.
Ali from the north end.
Yep.
Right out of the middle.
Just a little bit of room given. The power was immense. That has flown over the boundary.
Wait there.
Finds the fielder with that shot.
A little late on that. No run scored.
Misses everything.
Nice bowling.
Well, the end of a productive innings. It didn't quite ignite into the fireworks as we would have hoped, but still, solid work.
With the fall of that wicket, the new batter comes out to the crease. They're quick to take guard and face up.
Waiting.
Just can't seem to get the ball away. That's the 3rd dot.
straight to the fielder.
Misses out there on the short and wide one.
Yep.
They'd look for a couple here.
Bad decision making, thrown it to the wrong end and let the chance go begging. That gets things going. Just nice to get settled, start to get your first runs.
Wait on. Wait on. Wait there. Waiting.
Collects that one, simple as you like, inside the ring.
Yep.
I, for one, reckon that second run was on, but clearly the batters knew better.
That's the end of a very good over. Good pressure being put on the batters.
Yep.
That's right out of the middle of the bat.
That was just a massive shot. Middled it, and it flew over the boundary. Brilliant stuff.
Yep. Yep.
It mightn't get to the boundary, should at least get a couple.
Keeper. Waiting. Yep.
Quick onto that in the infield.
Short and wide. Did well to get some bat on that.
Wait there.
A little late on that, no runs scored.
Yep.
Good shot. It's found the gap.
Good running, just finding the gap, and that allows for rotation of the strike and keep pressure on the bowlers.
That sees the completion of the over. A good one too, not many opportunities to score. The captain now has 3 more fielders to work with outside the circle.
Yep.
Great shot.
Fielders there in the covers, but they put it right into the gap. That's a beautiful shot.
It can be very disheartening seeing good deliveries smacked around. Sometimes you just got to accept it and move on.
Waiting.
Can't get that outside the ring field.
Wait there.
No runs on that occasion, got into position nicely, just too early on the shot. Couldn't find a gap.
Yep.
Ease through the field. There'll be runs here.
Good running, it needed to be as well. Probably closer than they expected.
Yep.
That would have been a very risky single. In the end, a good decision to stay put.
A new bowler is coming into the attack.
Yes.
Nice shot. Runs possible.
Got forward well and was able to drive the ball. A lovely shot and good running.
Yep.
Great shot.
Surprised they didn't go for a third. Would have been a very simple run.
Yep.
Great shot. At least one on offer. Loud appeal.
They will receive now the warmest of receptions from this crowd for a supreme display of batting.
And with that wicket, we'll see a change out in the middle. Miller, whose first task is getting themselves settled. Miller takes guard. Been in pretty good touch lately. You wouldn't want to let them get away early with some easy boundaries. There'll be runs here. Crying wolf is not the best approach. It'll just annoy the umpire.
An innings that promised much and really, in the end, delivered very little. Pretty disappointing all round.
A lot of pressure coming to the crease. Not had the best of weeks leading up to this game and will want to show everyone their strength.
Yep.
Well placed. Should get a single. It's getting to where this is becoming a problem. It's obvious it isn't out, but they appeal anyway.
It's the sort of dismissal that sees the momentum swing back to the bowler. Gone, but not for many.
Difficult period as they come to the wicket. They'll take plenty of time to set themselves up before facing their first ball.
Immediately underway with some runs.
And now on 57 for 4.
Timing just a little early on that occasion.
Wait.
Doesn't beat the infield.
Short and wide. Did well to get some bat on that.
Wait there.
Hit that well off the back foot, but couldn't beat the field.
Waiting.
A little late on that. No runs scored.
Great shot through the gap.
Punched it off the back foot for some runs.
Yep.
Thick edge. There'll be one run here for them. The end of a tidy over. Batting doesn't seem to be easy out there at the moment. Good pressure building.
Wait.
Good piece of fielding to stop some runs.
Waiting. Yep.
Hit that well off the back foot, but couldn't beat the field.
That's right out of the middle of the bat.
Well, that was just textbook. Finds the space and power to lift that ball over the top, and it just keeps going.
Boundary off the last ball. What's to come off this delivery, I wonder?
Short and wide. Did well to get some bat on that.
couldn't get it through the field.
Maybe they didn't pick it up. Very late on the shot.
Giving them absolutely nothing here at the moment. Another over gone and not much from it. Going with spin now.
Yep.
Comfortable single if they take it.
Well, they decided against the run. Not sure why, if I'm being honest. They'd have made it very comfortably.
A real beauty. Just times it so well. A couple on offer here.
Yep.
Oh my, that's racing away. Pulled in off the boundary rope. Good fielding out there.
Yep, yep.
Into the gap. Nice shot.
Ball is in.
Tucked it nicely into the gap. Pick up a single, rotate the strike.
Wait.
End of the 11th over. The batting side are now 72 for 4.
Yep.
Good bit of timing there.
You give that much width and you are asking for trouble. That was so well timed, it flew over the boundary.
Don't need to do anything special. Line and length is the key. Drives and misses everything.
On the drive, the bowling's too good though. Great line and length, beats the edge.
Waiting.
Hit that well off the back foot, but couldn't beat the field.
Wow, that's missed the lot.
Ball in.
Well, that's a wild one. Nothing elegant about that shot, just not timing it at all. Poor play. Misses out there on the short and wide one.
Wait.
Short and wide. Did well to get some bat on that.
End of the over. A good one in terms of keeping the batters quiet. Just needed to take a wicket to make it an excellent one.
Wait. Wait. Yes.
Great shot through the gap. Perfect timing.
Good throw from the deep, on target. Really, really good running from these two batters. Played it safe though, stick with 3.
Yep, yep.
Great shot. Great timing.
Just perfection, a majestic shot. You just cannot hit it any better than that. Raced away to the boundary.
Yep.
Timed that perfectly.
Got their head right in line with the ball. A beautiful strike there down the ground.
Fall through the offside. Easy as you like.
Had all the time in the world to get in position to play that ball. Timed it nicely for 4 runs.
Yes.
Massive edge.
Nothing really wrong with the delivery. Got onto the front foot and found the space to get that one to the boundary.
Yep.
Right out of the middle.
Avoided the fielders, 1 bounce and 4. Fantastic shot.
I'd like to see them aim for the top of off now. As a bowler, you've got to make them play on your terms.
Yep.
Straight to the fielder.
Well, for a brief moment, you thought there might be a bit of strife there. In the end, a good decision not to take on the field.
White.
Misses out there on the short and wide one.
Beaten on the drive.
That's wild. Nothing elegant about that shot. Just not timing it at all. That's poor play.
The right armour is coming into the attack from the south end. Edged.
Misses out there on the short, wide one.
Time to keep the pressure on now. Great last ball to find the edge. It's just a case of finding the same spot. Flew away with pace. Brilliant timing.
Great work from these two. Really strong batting. They've looked really comfortable.
Finds the fielder with that shot.
Hit that well off the back foot, but couldn't beat the field.
Yep.
Great shot, but it's not going to beat the fielder.
Too wide, it was there to be hit, and it was really given the treatment.
Don't mind getting hit for runs. What's important is to focus on getting the next ball right.
Yep.
They'll get at least 1.
Nicely ran, working the ball away into the gaps to find the easy single.
Yeah.
Super shot.
What a lovely shot. Really good timing out of the middle and race to the boundary.
Questions will begin to be asked. Should the captain make a change? A big over that one. Too many loose deliveries. The right-arm medium bowler is coming into the attack from the north end.
Great shorter ball. Well played, though. Didn't flinch. Was able to leave the ball comfortably. And that's the end of the short stuff for this over. You can understand why on that line they thought it was safe to let it straight through to the keeper.
Waiting. Yep.
It mightn't get to the boundary. Should at least get a couple. Misses everything.
Nice bowling.
Bit of a wild delivery. I'd have been calling that wise, but, well, the umpire didn't agree with me.
Big edge.
A little late on that, no run scored.
A wonderful delivery to get the edge. They've got to keep hammering away at that spot time and again. Super shot, that.
You can't fault that shot. Nicely played, and it was 4 runs all the way.
A boundary off the last ball. Is it a sign they're trying to push the run rate?
A few moves made in the field.
Misjudged that and takes a hit on the body.
Just pivoted onto the back foot. So easily done to knock it behind square.
That's right off the meat of the bat.
Well, that was a really solid shot. Read the length early to get onto the front foot, and that raced away for 4.
Really playing all their shots that over. Really expensive. The right armour is coming on to bowl from the south end.
Yep.
Well timed, but there's a fielder out there.
Wait.
Can't get that outside the ring field.
Hit.
Good shot. It's found the gap.
Ballers in.
Really? That's just wasting everyone's time.
Yeah.
Huge edge. Brilliant bowling. Having got the edge the previous ball, they now know the areas they need to be hitting. Timed that brilliantly.
You can't fault the bowling. Sometimes your opponent is just too good. Wonderful front foot shot, and there was absolutely no point in chasing that. The captain's going to change things around in the field.
Ease through the field. There'll be runs here.
That brings up the batsman's half-century.
Really good innings to bring up the half-century. Impressive batting, and they'll want to push on from here.
Change of bowling, the spinner coming on to bowl.
Yep.
Head over the ball. Great shot. That's racing away.
The timing unbelievable. Got the width they were after and nailed it to the boundary.
Collects that one. Simple as you like inside the ring.
Got forward and was able to drive the ball. Lovely shot and good running. Misses out there on the short and wide one.
Yep.
Nice shot.
Maybe they didn't pick it up. Very late on the shot.
Quick onto that in the infield.
The batting side are now 148 for 4.
The right-arm pace bowler is coming into the attack from the south end. Hits that well onto the back foot and cracks it away.
Poor fielding. Chose the wrong end entirely for what should have been a simple run-out.
Lovely timing. Will this one go to the fence?
Onto the front foot early, placed it perfectly into the gap. Timed it nicely for 4 more.
That has gone very, very high. Might be safe.
And that brings up the 100-run partnership for these two.
Getting nicely settled at the crease now. Would have been really happy with that last shot. They'll push hard, should get back for 2.
And that brings up the half-century for this batsman.
Top-class innings, been playing very nicely out there, and that brings up the half-century.
Great shot. At least one on offer.
Surprised they didn't go for a third. Would have been a very simple run.
Middle that one. Great timing.
The fielder could only pick that up off the boundary rope. Punched that away through the covers with exquisite timing.
A brilliant over for the batting side. Not so for the bowlers. Final over in this innings.
Bit of a change-up in the field now.
Last over of this innings. No point defending now. Oh, that's a great ball. Fast hands from the keeper.
Starting to get really interesting now. That's the 5th wicket, and a very frustrated person is heading back to the pavilion.
The team will be after a positive innings from this batter. A great opportunity to come in and put some runs on the board. That's great fielding. That ball was flying. There'll be 1 run here for them.
Khan gets off the mark.
Nicely played.
Found the gap with ease. Wasn't the worst ball you'll see, but it still raced to the rope.
Boundary off the last ball. What's to come off this delivery, I wonder?
Yep.
Immaculate timing there.
Fine placement and enough timing to get that ball away to the boundary.
Just need to... keep it simple. Line and length, around about off stump, and that'll force the mistake.
The captain making some adjustments to the field here. A brilliant throw-in from the deep caps off what was a fabulous piece of fielding. Exquisitely done on the front foot, a gorgeous-looking drive. Could have been worth more.
Yep.
Well placed, should get a single. It's getting to where this is becoming a problem. It's obvious it isn't out, but they appeal anyway. And that's the end of the innings. The Super Kings have been set a target of 182 runs. This is a respectable total. If the bowlers can get firing and get some early wickets, this will be a difficult chase. Misses out on the first ball of the innings.
A pretty harsh call first ball, I'd have said. It wasn't that wide.
Yeah.
There'll be runs here.
Keeper. No.
Well, they were moving quick between the wickets. I thought for a moment they were going to...
A big opportunity. They've worked hard in recent weeks. They should have the confidence to build an innings and get big runs on the board.
Yep.
Good shot. A beauty.
That went all the way up toward the grandstand for four, driven away nicely.
They shouldn't get too discouraged with that last ball. The first step as a bowler is to get the batter playing, which they've managed. If they can find the right spot, the reward will eventually come. Nice shot, runs possible.
Got forward well and was able to drive.
Super piece of timing.
Had to clear the front leg in order to get under the ball and did brilliantly to hit it straight back over the bowler's head.
That last ball isn't something you'd want to see a repeat of. You don't want to be giving easy runs away. Doesn't beat the infield.
A little bit of confusion out in the middle, but they've got back quickly. No harm done. Both batters survive.
Wow, that's missed the lot.
Well, they never really got in the right position for the drive for that one. A bit of a loose shot in my reckoning.
Over. The Super Kings are 13 for none. Going with pace now.
Yep.
Into the gap. Nice shot.
Well, there was a split second to decide which end to throw to. In the end, it was a poor choice.
Yep.
Good running. It needed to be as well. Probably closer than they expected. Just need to settle down. The timing's off. These deliveries are there to be hit. Time for cool heads.
That's right out of the middle of the bat.
Well, that was just textbook. Finds the space and power to lift that ball over the top, and it just keeps going.
Hit that hard, nailed it.
That's a brilliantly aggressive shot. Gets onto the front foot, and it's flown over the boundary.
Don't need to do anything special. Line and length is the key.
Yes.
Caught, gone.
This innings just cut short before it really flourished. It looked like it would be moving to a big score, but it's not to be.
It's a long way to walk out here just to walk straight back. They'll just want to get this first one behind them and then push on.
Yep. No.
What a beautiful shot that was. They've been sweating on the loose ball and picked this one up early and glanced it down to fine leg.
Beaten on the drive.
A little late on that, no runs scored.
Yep. Keeper.
This could be out.
They're fast between the wickets. Good fielding keeps it close, though. A reckless heave. This batter is usually a bit more elegant in their stroke play than this. Poor batting.
Right off the middle of the bat.
Gets onto the front foot, and that shot is full of aggression. Sent high and long over the rope.
I'd like to see them aim for the top of off now. As a bowler, you've got to make them play on your terms.
Yep.
They'll get at least one.
It's easy runs there at this level when you stray a little down the leg side. Tucked it nicely off the pads for more runs.
End of the over. 9 runs coming from it. The Super Kings are 37 for 1. Finds the fielder with that shot.
I'm not sure what happened with that delivery. Maybe trying the slower ball, but just got it all wrong.
Yep.
Really raced between the wickets after it was clipped away nicely behind square.
Waiting.
Good piece of fielding to stop some runs.
Yep. Yep.
Brilliant shot, that.
No trouble at all to punch it away to the boundary for 4. A poor delivery.
That's the over. The Super Kings are 47 for 1. Khan, the spinner, coming into the attack.
Catch it.
Great shot.
Yep.
You can't fault that shot. Nicely played, and it was 4 runs all the way.
Khan shouldn't be too worried about that last ball. They've got them playing their shots, just need to tighten their areas now.
Yep.
Straight to the fielder.
Yep.
Well timed, but there's a fielder out there.
Good running, just finding the gap, and that allows for rotation of the strike and keeps the pressure on the bowlers.
That's right out of the middle of the bat.
That's gone a long, long way. Well and truly into the 20s now, and surely looking towards a big score.
A good contest here at the moment. 4 off the last ball, and it'll be interesting to see how the bowler can respond.
Wait. Yep.
That's gone. Couldn't ask for an easier catch.
Well, they lose the second wicket. It's a long way back to the sheds, and you can tell they're not happy with that dismissal.
Coming to the wicket, they'll be looking to play within the V early and expand as they get settled.
Wait there. Yep.
Can't get that outside the ring field.
Well, for a brief moment, you thought there might be a bit of strife there. In the end, a good decision not to take on the field.
12 runs added there. The Super Kings are 59 for 2. Misses everything.
Not a great shot in the end. Practices the shot again. Just need to keep their head down now.
Yep.
Ease through the field. There'll be runs here.
No.
Decisive running might have gotten them too. You look at that and I'd say they would have made it easily. Poor running in the end.
Waiting. Yep.
There's a chance if this hits.
That shot sees them get their innings started.
Bowl disturbs the furniture.
On their way to the pavilion. Showed plenty throughout. Just couldn't get the job done and reach those 3 figures.
The field will come up now, you'd think. Pressure should definitely be on the new batter, who strides to the middle. They will be looking for another quick wicket.
Pierced the gap and gets their first runs.
Caught. What a position to set there. A brilliant catch.
The trudge back to the pavilion. A disappointing display in the end. For someone with such batting skills, this goes down as a fail.
And with that wicket, the new batter will mark their guard. They just need to rotate the strike early on as they get settled. Really good shot there.
A little flick of the wrist to get it round the corner for an easy run.
Pads away.
Misses out there on the short and wide one.
A change to the complexion of this match. Got to get the new batter coming forward early, encouraging them to drive and really attack the stumps.
That's wild. Nothing elegant about that shot. Just not timing it at all. That's poor play.
Yep. No!
And they're away and nicely off the mark.
Yes. No!
Decisive running might have gotten two. Looking back at it, I'd say they'd have made it easily. So in the end, poor running.
5 runs in that over. The Super Kings are 67 for 4.
Yep.
Beautiful slower delivery. Just hitting air on that one. That was just too good.
Yep.
It mightn't get to the boundary, should at least get a couple.
Keeper. Get that!
Absolutely nailed it.
Avoided the fielders, 1 bounce and 4. Fantastic shot.
Getting nicely settled at the crease now. Would have been really happy with that last shot. Got that away nicely.
Yep.
Just need one of the cameramen to send that one back. A little bit of width, but clinically put away.
It's been a great over so far. 2 boundaries from it. Runs coming very easily.
Yep.
Chance to run 2. Really playing all their shots that over. Really expensive. Khan from the south end. Drives and misses everything.
Through the shot early, ball passes bat. A brilliant slower ball.
Yeah.
Great shot. At least 1 on offer.
No!
Was that just a bit lazy with the running? Usually there'd be 2 there. Need to take a bit more initiative out there. Khan with a superb delivery. Got them trying to drive, but messing everything up.
Timed it nicely. They'll look for a couple, you'd think. There'll be 1 run here for them.
Decisive running might have just got them 2. You look at that and I'd say they would have made it easily. Poor running in the end.
Yep.
Whipped away nicely through the leg side. Elegant as ever and picking up good runs.
Nice timing, good batting, won't get to the boundary.
Well, there was a moment of hesitation, a few calls of yes and no. In the end, no damage done.
4 runs added in the over. The Super Kings are 84 for 4.
Yep.
Quick onto that in the infield.
No runs on that occasion, got into position nicely, just too early on the shot. Couldn't find a gap. Just threw the shot too early.
Yep.
Well placed, should get a single.
I, for one, reckon that second run was on, but clearly the batters knew better.
Waiting.
Hit that well off the back foot, but couldn't beat the field.
Yep.
Couldn't have played that any better.
There was minimal follow-through, just great timing to punch it through the field for 4.
Always difficult to focus after what happened last ball, but you just got to stay positive and believe the wicket will come.
Well, that's perhaps a little harsh. I felt it wasn't that wide.
Yeah.
A bit of a mix-up. They'll need to improve their communication.
End of the over, 7 runs coming from it. The Super Kings are 91 for 4. The right-arm fast bowler is coming into the attack from the south end.
A bit of frustration after that shot. Went after it, but just couldn't lay a bat on it.
Middle that one, great timing.
Off the front foot, hit it with all the power and elegance of a batter right at the top of their game.
Nicely played.
That's what you pay the entrance money for. It's flown into the crowd. A brilliant shot off the front foot. No need to move.
Picks the gap perfectly.
You could see by how it whistled away to the boundary just how sweetly this was timed.
Don't mind getting hit for runs. What's important is to focus on getting the next ball right.
Yeah.
Great shot through the gap. Perfect timing.
Got to the boundary. Last ball, punches it into the gap to get a single. Excellent batting.
Yep.
Good shot. It's found the gap.
Keepers.
A couple on offer here. End of the over. 19 runs coming from it. The Super Kings are 110 for 4. The right-arm medium bowler is coming on to bowl from the north end. Hit right on the body. Misjudged it a bit, maybe. Couldn't seem to get out of the way. That will have hurt.
A little late on that. No runs scored.
Nice, solid defensive shot.
Yes.
They've picked the gap. Perfect timing.
Keeper.
Those runs bring up the 50 partnership.
Solid partnership. 50 so far. Now it's time to really build a big score.
Not a great delivery as it goes down to the boundary. That'll go into the books as extras.
Confused on what that delivery was meant to be. Terrible bowling.
Yeah.
Onto the front foot. Super shot. Should be 4.
Good precision with that throw back from the deep.
That's right off the meat of the bat.
That's a brilliantly aggressive shot. Gets on the front foot and it's flown over the boundary.
The last one helped the scoring rate, making their intentions clear.
Yep.
They'd look for a couple here.
Worked it onto the leg side and got some easy runs.
18 runs added there. The Super Kings are 128 for 4.
Yep.
Nice shot. Runs possible.
Yep.
Doesn't beat the infield. Needs a direct hit.
Good running. It needed to be as well. Probably closer than they expected.
Yes.
Great shot, but it's not going to beat the fielder. Beaten on the drive.
A good piece of bowling there. A little bit of pace off the delivery, and the batter is all at sea.
Flew away with pace. Brilliant timing.
That was a massive shot, middled, and it flew over the boundary. Brilliant stuff.
They shouldn't get too discouraged with that last ball. The first step as a bowler is to get the batter playing, which they've managed. If they can find the right spot, the reward will eventually come. Good bit of timing there.
That is an amazing half-century, just mammoth stroke making. Such an impressive stint at the crease so far. Well, it's a case of blink and you miss it with this innings. 50 brought up, and what a devastating passage of play it's been.
Yep.
Great shot, great timing.
Fine placement and enough timing to get that ball away to the boundary.
I'd like to see them aim for the top of off now. As a bowler, you've got to make them play on your terms. Wow, that's missed the lot.
Bit of a wild delivery. I'd have been calling that wise, but, well, the umpire didn't agree with me. I think that's called for the front foot. Not by much, but that doesn't matter.
Gone, brilliant in the field.
Well, the end of an entertaining performance with the bat. Certainly a good wicket to get. The runs were really starting to flow.
New batter comes to the crease. Never an easy time to come in after the fall of a wicket.
Yeah.
A direct hit, and this could be gone. Trouble. Oh, gone.
Really getting towards the tail enders now. 6th wicket gone. There's not a lot left in this lineup.
Lots of pressure coming into bat. Will have to wait, though, to face their first ball. There'll be runs here.
That gets things going. Just nice to get settled, start to get your first runs.
That's great fielding. That ball was flying.
Immediately underway with some runs.
7 runs added in that over. The Super Kings are 151 for 6.
A reckless heave. This batter is usually a bit more elegant in their stroke play than this. Poor batting.
Solid defence, very compact.
That was a tremendous delivery. Fizzed through to the wicketkeeper. No more short balls this over.
Perfectly timed.
Good precision with a throw back from the deep. The third was there. They would have made it easily. They've instead opted to play it safe. Maybe a little too safe. Strong throw in from the outfield, right to the stumps.
Misses everything.
That looks like an attempt to drive that one away, but poor timing and missed everything. Not a very smart shot. Got nothing onto it in the end.
The over comes to an end. Not many runs coming from it. Both sides need to inject some life into this game. They'll push hard, should get back for 2.
Good running, just finding the gap, and that allows for rotation of the strike and keeps the pressure on the bowlers.
Great timing, right off the meat of the bat.
That was timed very, very well. Great shot, driven down the ground and flew over the boundary.
Boundary off the last ball. What's to come off this delivery, I wonder?
That was a slower delivery, played too early, and it went straight through to the keeper.
Yep. They'll get at least one. Timed that brilliantly.
Yep.
That was seen so early. The timing was brilliant, and that has stayed hit. Fantastic.
Just need to keep it simple. Line and length, around about off stump, and that'll force the mistake. Good batting, get an opportunity to score and take it.
Got forward well and was able to drive the ball. A lovely shot and good running.
15 runs added there. The Super Kings are 170 for 6. Really good shot there.
Tucked it nicely into the gap. Pick up a single, rotate the strike.
Perfect technique and placement.
The fielder could only pick that up off the boundary rope. Punched that away through the covers with exquisite timing. That's a great take. Needed a big stretch to prevent any runs.
Not the ideal way of handling that ball.
I don't think there was any bat on that as they come through for the single.
Ease through the field. There'll be runs here.
Just need to settle down. The timing's off. These deliveries are there to be hit. Time for cool heads. That always looked like a total that would be tough to defend. They would have hoped to put up more of a fight, though. In the end, a very comprehensive victory.